What is up, friends? Nobody's here yet, which is totally fine. We'll see if people pop up. We got like 10 minutes, so I'm just gonna hang out for a bit. Hopefully I can adjust this. What up, what up? If you are joining me, please let me know your sun, moon, rising, Venus, Mars, and then what is in your second and sixth house in the comments. Because I'll read first for whoever's in here, basically. But get started here in a little bit. It's late. It's gonna be past my bedtime, but it's fine. We got some tarot astrology to get into. I keep singing Since You've Been Gone by Kelly Clarkson. So, I don't know. I'm channeling that for somebody. We'll see for what or for who. But, if you are just joining, please go ahead in the comments and put your sun, moon, rising, Venus, and Mars, and then the sign or signs that you have in your second and sixth houses. We'll get started here in a little bit. I'm early. So I feel like before job interviews, I'm always there early, you know what I mean? It's like just chilling, waiting. But if you're watching the replay of this, which you're probably doing because that's usually what ends up happening, definitely go below. Watch for your sun, your moon, your rising, your Venus for the finances part, and your Mars for the health part. So we got finances, health, and then watch for whatever you have in your what up second house and for finances, and then your sixth house for health. So if you are just joining, please in the comments put your sun, moon, rising, Venus, Mars, and what you have in your second and sixth house. So take a little bit to do that. We're gonna get started with this reading at 6:30 my time. I'm not sure where you are exactly, but in about 8 or 9 minutes we'll get going with the reading. And what you guys put in the comments will help me understand who to do first. So welcome everyone. Hi. Who's Nate? I don't know. Does he deserve a happy birthday? I don't know who that is. Maybe he does, maybe he doesn't. Maybe he's terrible. I don't know him. So I'm like super demand avoidant. If somebody's like, do this, say this, I'm like, I don't know you. So maybe. Sorry, I'm autistic AF. But anyway, so if you're just joining, please in the comments put your sun, moon, rising, then your Venus, then your Mars, then look at what signs you have in your second house and your sixth house. I can say what's up. Yes, I can do that. That's fine. Oh my god, that's funny. So we got like 6 more minutes or so. If you have any requests which sign we should do first, definitely let me know in the comments. If you're new here, my name's Lily or Lilia. I kind of use them interchangeably. And I've been practicing astrology since, well, like officially since 2018, but I was like doing tarot in my bedroom when I was like 12, so. But I grew up like super Christian, so I had to hide my tarot cards in my closet. But that's what we were up to back then. Yeah. Ooh. It's going to be interesting. I'm excited to see what comes out. It's been a while since I've done a collective reading, so I don't know what's going to come out exactly, but we're going to find out together. Got about 5 more minutes, guys. What up, what up? If you are just joining, please let me know your sun, moon, rising, your Venus, your Mars, and then what signs you have in your 2nd and 6th houses. That is going to help you understand more for this reading, for finances and health. What up, everyone? I don't know you, but feel free to donate money. I will never reject money from strangers. That would be very silly to do, actually. But welcome, everybody. If you are new here, my name is Lilia. I do astrology and tarot. Today we are doing tarot reading for all signs. So we're just getting started in about 5 minutes. Feel free to stick around, grab a snack. But what you do need to figure out is your sun, moon, rising, what sign it's in, your Mercury. No, I'm sorry, not your Mercury. Your Venus, your Mars, and then what signs you have in your 2nd house and 6th house. But it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be great, hopefully. If you feel like putting, giving me a like, I definitely wouldn't be mad about that either. But I'd really just prefer to know, you know, in the comments, like, your placements, so it helps me read. You saw what on a movie one time? Des, do you follow astrology at all or no? Danielle, Francesca. I like that name, Francesca. That's a cool name. Approved. Do all what? With Mercury stuff? Oh, I mean, you know, just another day with the planets, I guess. But yeah, if you know your placements, even better. If you don't, then that's fine. You'll probably still gain something from it. I also made a list of all of the body parts associated with all of the signs. So there's a lot of information that we're going to go over today. Are we talking about planets or what? Yeah, soon. So we are going to be doing a tarot reading for all signs. So for example, we'll start with, I don't know, probably Aries realistically. And so we're going to see what Aries needs to understand for their finances, so their money, and then what they need to know about their health and how to basically improve both. Because I don't think anybody's out here trying to make things worse. So... you know, I don't think that that's how anybody wants their life to go, is for their money or their health to get worse. I don't think that's unless they're crazy, which, you know, there's a lot of those people in the world, so who knows at this point, but for now I'm just yapping. But if you're watching the replay, which you likely are and will, I will timestamp everything down below. For your specific reading. But so how it'll go, I'll say, all right, I'm reading for Aries. So if you have an Aries sun, moon, rising, Venus, Mars, or you have Aries in your 2nd house or 6th house, that reading will be for you. Watched a movie on Netflix called Tara. Did I? I don't think so. Did you? What was it about? Tara? I don't know. I don't know that movie. I don't have Netflix anymore. I used to, but I don't know, it got boring, you know what I mean? All the good stuff, like, left. At least it felt like it. Maybe it has good stuff now. I don't know. Got one more minute and we'll get started on this actual reading. All right. Almost time. All right, so this first reading will be for Aries. So if you have Aries, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, Mars, or if you have Aries in your second house, that will be geared toward Aries finances, or if you have Aries in the sixth house, that'll be Aries health, okay? So I know there's a lot to pay attention to, but again, if you have Aries, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, or Mars. Venus is more so associated with the finances and Mars is more so associated with the health, all right? And then if you have Aries in your second house or your sixth house, then pay attention. All right, so let's start with Aries overall for second house, dealing with finances. So it's kind of like two readings, basically. Yeah. Or again, if you have Aries, Sun, Moon, Rising, or Venus for finances, or in the second house. All right, let's see. So essentially, the second and the sixth house not add up, but they support the 10th house, all right? So the 10th house is your career, your legacy, but if you don't have a solid foundation, which is the second house, and if you don't have your health in order, the sixth house, how are you really going to be able to fulfill your like ultimate goals, right? You're probably not going to be able to. So it's really important to lock in with the second house and the sixth house in order to reach your ultimate goals. All right, so what does Aries, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and second house need to know for their finances? It's going to be a long reading, guys. We already got the 10 of Earth. This is like the finance card. So it's going to be a long reading. I'm very long-winded. Usually these messages are in depth. So, oh my God. All right, so we got some really like... So Earth in tarot is like pentacles, money. So we have all Earth energy for Aries second house, which is really funny because that's just how it goes. So our first card here, Aries, we have this 10 of Earth. Okay, so this is really saying like if you... Actually, there's multiple messages here. So let me get some clarifiers already because I have like my spiel, but I'm not just trying to give my spiel. I'm actually like trying to read cards right now. So let me see what Aries specifically... Okay. So Aries, in order to complete everything that you have going on with your financial life, there's a few things for you to consider, okay? So consider... This has two meanings. Consider your childhood, but also consider your own children, okay? Like, if you... I'm feeling more legacy for this. That's interesting. Why am I feeling legacy for Aries already with the second house energy? Because it's fundamental. So it's like the fundamentals here. So a lot of you growing up may not have had like the family life that gave you all of the information that you needed to really reach like financial stability, financial maturity. A big thing with Aries is immaturity, and Aries second house or Aries, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus can be very impulsive when it comes to money. So I highly recommend like kind of going back in your mind through your childhood. This is a little bit of inner child healing so that you don't keep repeating the same negative, harmful patterns that your family had, because a lot of lack of abundance is tied to our childhood, right? Which sucks because it's like, that's not fair, and it's not fair, but it is what it is. So that's life. So in order to get the bag, basically, it's saying like go back, but also I'm seeing that like if you do have children, teaching them and treating them so that they have a solid foundation for themselves too, because that's really important for them to learn. So some of you have kids, some of you don't, but also okay, also Aries. So basically, like, if you're going to have kids, don't make babies with somebody that can't support a family. Okay, I know that like everybody's all like, hoorah, I want a baby, but like, why are you making babies with financial idiots? Okay, so what? So you have to go work 3 jobs to take care of the kids that you made with them, Aries. So if you're just joining, this is Aries, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, or second house. We're talking about finances right now. So Aries, literally wrap it up with with anybody that you don't see like creating a financial future for your children with. If you want children, I'm not saying you have to have kids. I'm just saying, like, if you do, please, for the love of society and yourself and your sanity, make babies with people that are financially stable and want to create a family. I think it's like a little delulu of a lot of people to be like, oh, I can just have a kid, it'll be fine. It won't be fine. It's gonna be a bad time, okay? Like, think back to when you were a kid, and if you didn't have like everything that you needed or wanted, like, that sucks. So why would you put another kid through that? Because you want a kid? That's selfish. And Aries traditionally can be kind of selfish. Also, guys, I do not sugarcoat things. I am kind of mean, actually. I have a Leo stellium and a Sagittarius stellium. Sorry about it. You know what I mean? So like, and the Capricorn moon. So I'm kind of a bitch. But anyway, I'm going to tell you what the cards are saying, what I'm seeing, and take it or leave it, essentially. All right. So the second card we have, Aries. This is the Fool card. I am just kind of seeing, like, don't get suckered into dumb shit. Don't get suckered into quick money. Don't get suckered into things that are like short term, because those are, I'm seeing, like, you know, those like payday loan type things where it's like, okay, why are you doing that when it's going to cost you way more in the future just because you want it? It's my money and I want it now. You know what I mean? It's like, it's not your money though, right? Like, stop playing with financial fire is what I'm seeing here. And like, this isn't judgment, because it's just not. Like, trust me, I have a lot of Leo in my second house. So, like, I understand the fieriness. I think I have Mars there, too. So, I understand, like, it gets a little aggressive in the second house here with Aries energy, or Aries, Sun, Moon, Rising, or Venus. I get it, but like, don't, like, read through what you're signing, right? Like, understand the interest rate, like, grow up a little bit when it does come to financial things, so you can plan for the future here and not just like crash and burn, because Aries loves to be independent. So if you want to be independent, you have to do the things that are going to help you with independence. What up, Bailey? Welcome. If you guys are just joining, please in the comments put your Sun, Moon, Rising, your Venus, your Mars, and then what you have in your second house and your 6th house. So second house is going to be dealing with finances. 6th house is going to be dealing with health. We're on Aries second house right now. So welcome. Thank you guys for being here. All right. The last card you have, well, you have like 2 more, but that's in a little bit here. So this is all about how to like really secure the bag, secure your future, secure everything, like complete these cycles. So we already talked about like going back to your childhood, you know, seeing like what patterns you learned and maybe need to unlearn, but also like not making babies with losers, essentially. That's part of my new cult. One of the rules, no losers. No, don't make babies with losers. Also, like, if you're gonna sign any contracts or do anything financially, like, learn what you're signing, learn what you're getting into. Don't just jump into it because you saw the shiny car and you want it today. It's like, okay, well, the interest rate's 800%. So you're gonna pay what? $180,000 on a $20,000 car? Don't do that, right? So just, you know, keep it in mind. Thank you, Bailey. I appreciate it. All right, so the last card you have here to clarify this 10 of Earth or 10 of Pentacles in traditional tarot is going to be the Empress. So you guys are really creative, Aries. Okay, you really are. Like, you're really creative. But also with Empress energy, it's kind of like almost, it's not Saturnian energy, but in my mind it kind of is, because the day that you plant the seed is not the day that you get the harvest, okay? Like, you have to work at things over time. And the 10 of Earth really is about, like, okay, structured things over time, and not just like, you know, one payout one time. It's like, how do I structure my entire existence so that I can sustain myself throughout? And the Empress energy, like, you are creative. So whatever your creative ideas and pursuits are, yes, absolutely. But also believing in the power of your own ideas is going to be really important here too, Aries. And like, not diminishing yourself is what I'm hearing. Why is that coming up? Why are Aries diminishing themselves creatively? All right, emotions. What else? Yeah, and illusions. Interesting. So we have 2 moons. These are like the only 2 moons in the deck, basically. I'm hearing like literally optical illusion, that you can't, just because you haven't done something in the past, Aries, does not mean that you cannot do it in the future, right? I think like that's one thing that's coming up as an illusion here. Also, having an emotional tie to whatever you're doing and like passion behind it is going to be very important for Aries too, because like Aries does not, you're just any fire sign realistically, but Aries, you're not gonna do something that you're not passionate about. You're just not. Like, it's gonna, the motivation's going to burn out really, really quickly because you're not actually passionate about it. So for example, if somebody's like, oh, you want to get on this business deal with me, it's gonna be like so good, blah 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 blah, but like, and you're like, yeah, that sounds interesting, but you don't really care, like, just leave it alone. You know what I mean? Like, that's not gonna be sustainable for you overall. So just consider that. All right, so those are part of the message. Watching on your phone and your tablet. That's funny. Oh my god. Yeah, I know. My parents did that too, Bailey. It's like, why can't they plan ahead? What were they up to? What were they doing? Why would they do that to us? That's very cruel and unusual, but here we are, literally. All right, so Aries, your next card is the 3 of Earth. So this is all about understanding that you have to, one, build from a solid foundation, but also like teaming up with other people only that are already on a solid foundation. So for example, that 21-year-old that just, figured out how to build their credit score, you're probably not going to go hang out with them and get financial advice from them, or build a business with them, because they don't know what they're doing. Whereas that, I'm not saying age dictates, I'm not saying that, actually. I'm not saying age dictates like financial literacy, but I am saying experience, like life experience, and just where they're at in life. So for example, that kid that doesn't know what they're doing versus like somebody that has established businesses and is like, hey, I need an intern, you know what I mean? Something like that. Like, there's a difference between people just getting started and people that have been in the game doing it for their entire lives, know the ins and outs, have already gone through the struggles, know how to help you not hit the same struggles. So like, those are the people to team up with and work with, instead of like the people that you're like, ooh, we vibe, this will be fun. It's like, what are you trying to do? Like, go to the club, or are you trying to like build a business? You know what I mean? So there's a you know what I mean? I don't have to, that kind of speaks for itself. So all right, the last card we have is this King of Earth card for Aries, second house, Sun, Moon, Rising, or Venus. So let's see what else this King of Earth card has to say. I'm hearing like you are capable of this energy, Aries. You might have not felt like you're capable of it based on like past experiences, but let me see more here, please. Yeah. So, Aries, you do have everything you need here in order to build this King of Earth or King of Pentacles energy. Um, so yeah, you do have this really good energy available to you here. And it's kind of like understanding that you're not starting from like the beginning. Like you've already understood a lot, you've already experienced a lot, you already have a lot of things going for you. So it's tapping into the things that have gone well and are going well. Because our other card here is the Six of Water. So this is showing like pain. This is interesting. Pain from the past. This is like keeping you out of this energy. So let me see more about Six of Water, please. Some of you Aries, so this message isn't for everybody. This is just for a select few of you, but some Aries have been involved in a lot of midnight ballerinaing, you know, stuff like that. So there's some pain that's there from that. There's some pain that's like still kind of lingering from maybe like fast money opportunities. Legal, non-legal, I'm not really sure. That's your business, not mine. But it's showing like, okay, you can still like take all those skills you learned, right? You still do have everything you need in order to create this. So like kind of don't let anybody make you think that you don't deserve this King of Pentacles energy if that is something that you really want, basically. And I'm also seeing patience here. So have patience with yourself. Have like, don't just, you know, do something for like 3 days and then give up, right? It's going to take trial and error and time and again to really like get things right, and that's okay. Especially like if you've never done something before. And like Aries typically isn't afraid of starting things, but you might be afraid of like starting, failing, like then you kind of just fall off, where this is saying like start, fail, adjust, keep going, right? All right. So, let's see. All right, so that's Aries, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, second house. Let's do Aries, Sun, Moon, Rising, Mars, sixth house for health. All right, so this is for health. Oh, I'm not showing the cards. My bad. Oh my God. I'm just like, I'm selling my channel that I'm like forgetting to show the cards. That's embarrassing. My bad, guys. Okay, so tarot reader fail. All right, Aries, Sun, Moon, Rising, Mars, sixth house for health. What do they need to know? No, thank you for the reminder, for real. Okay. Interesting. Okay. First card we have is Wheel of Fortune, or Fortune's Wheel, but this is for... So this is showing Aries, this is showing that your sixth house, so basically your health is going to and your mental health is going to dramatically impact your finances and your karma here too. Let's get some more information here. Okay. So we're getting the Page of Fire and also the Two of Fire. This is showing you to plan ahead, okay? So this is talking about health though. So how do we relate this to your health? I'm hearing vitality as well, which is very like Martian, Mars energy. So this is emotional health. Interesting. Probably anger, because we have fire here, Page of Fire. Let me get a little bit more information though. I feel like there's... By the way, Aries rules the head, the brain, your face, and your eyes. So that's all Aries energy. All right. What is Aries emotional issue. How do Aries emotional issues feed into their physical health? Is the question. All right. I'm seeing the Fool card, so this, ignore Fool card. I mean, yeah, sure, take it if you want. But if you look closely, hold on, let me move my light source a little bit. All right. So if you look here, there's like ripples coming off of this girl, okay, or this Fool card, this person on this Fool card. So Aries, your vibrational energy is one of the most important things to consider for your health, all right? So how do we create high vibrational energy within our bodies? We're eating, healthy foods. We're moving our bodies. We're moving any like anxiety or anger out, and how you do that is basically by working out, okay? Aries 6th house, Aries sun, moon, rising, Mars 6th house, you're gonna have to move your body in some way, shape, or form. So like all of that anger, all of that frustration, all of that like wanting to punch a wall, that is going to lower your vibrational energy overall. So like just doing whatever you can to vibrate at a higher, because like love is the higher vibration here for Aries. It is very aesthetic for sure. And when you're in those lower vibrations, that's going to negatively impact your health as well, which is going to negatively impact your earning potential. And like nobody really wants to work with somebody that can't control their emotions, okay? They really don't. Like that's not a good business partner, not a good friend, not a good romantic partner, not a good anything. So getting that under control, like, and I know that's challenging for you because Aries energy, like there's a lot of energy there. So it's learning how to manage it. And yeah, it's learning how to manage it and planning for the future. So like, what does Aries need to know about planning for the future when it comes to health? Okay, so we have this Two of Fire card here, which is all about like planning for the future for sure. This is a collective reading. So if you guys want to put your sun, moon, rising, Venus, Mars, and then the signs that you have in your 2nd and 6th house, that will be helpful for me and you to understand what the readings are. All right, so Aries planning for the future here. When it comes to health, interesting. All right, this is actually fascinating because this is your heart health. Okay, so our bodies, our brains, all right, here it is. So our brains, which is ruled by Aries, has one electromagnetic field, and our hearts also have an electromagnetic field as well, like separate from it. I mean, they interact obviously, but so on the Queen of Fire here, we see this heart space here, and we also have the Love card, which is just heart energy. So if your energy from a heart space isn't vibrating like outward like this, it's going to keep you in this lower mental space, which is going to like headspace literally in the 6th house. And it's going to keep you from the higher timelines, the higher versions of yourself, the higher outcomes, because you're going to be repeating these old patterns. Because we see on this Two of Air card here, we have this woman, she's staring at this darker bird, but there's another bird up here, but she's just like so focused on the darkness and like the pain, and this is mental energy with the air here. So she's so focused on that she doesn't really even see this higher path, and that's what happens when you block out your heart space because you're so pissed off, basically. So thinking long term in terms of like, okay, do I want to be mad forever? Do I really want to ignore my emotional regulation for the rest of my life? Probably not, right? That's not going to get you the outcomes that you desire. All right, let me see. Yeah, I mean, it's not about people still liking you. It's about longevity in this lifetime. So, I mean, obviously people are still going to like you. That's not the point. liking somebody and like investing in somebody, two different things. And this is about your health, like you. And if you really like it, actually that kind of does make sense. Like if Aries can't really like understand that or see that as an important thing right now, that's understandable. But like as you progress through life, it's going to become more and more obvious, because sometimes then you'll have like a 70-year-old person acting like they're 22, and it's like, oh, you just never grew up. Sad. And like that's how everybody else will eventually look at it. But anyway, so the next card we have is this Seven of Earth. Okay. Seven of Earth. So what does this have to do with Aries' health? All right. So this is like a fairy nature vibe. So Aries, one way to clear out any like stagnant energy within your body's vibrational state or energetic field is to go out in nature. Okay, like go outside, take your shoes off, put your feet in the grass, go hug a tree, like literally go swimming, go do anything in nature, because that's going to help take some of the stagnant energy I'm seeing, but also like any negative harmful energy, because it's really hard to be pissed off at like when you're going for a walk in the woods. Okay, like, and even if you are, maybe you will be pissed off when you enter the wilderness or wherever you're at, but probably by the end of it you're gonna be so worn out that, and like you're just gonna get to a state where you're like appreciative of the beauty around you and nature. And that's a huge message for a lot of you, because it's okay to be mad, it's okay to have feelings. Like I'm not trying to gaslight you out of feelings, I'm just saying like what you do with that energy is really important. So go give it to nature. Nature knows what to do with it, knows how to alchemize that energy for you. All right, last card here for Aries and health is this King of Earth card again, which is very interesting. So how does this have to relate to Aries health? So again, this is Aries, Sun, Moon, Rising, Mars, or 6th house for their health. Clarification for the King of Earth here. Okay. So it's interesting because Aries, it seems like you're taking action on most other things in your life, but it feels like you're not super listening to your intuition and being super creative when it comes to your health. So for example, if you're like, oh, I like for some reason I know I need to go get an iron supplement, but then you don't do it. Right? So like, oh, I know I need to go get a vitamin D supplement. Oh, I should take my vitamins right now. Go do it, right? So like stop just like thinking like, oh, tomorrow I'm gonna go do this or whatever, or like tomorrow I'm gonna start cooking those meals that I have saved on my TikTok, right? Like, no, go do it. Go do it today. Like, what's stopping you besides you? Nothing, probably. I mean, you know, you're busy, we have lives, but whatever. So this is saying, Aries, like, in order to get in the best possible health and wealth of your life, act on those intuitive impulses about your own health and your own body. If one day you're like, I really want to go walk up that hill, go walk up that hill. You know, the next day if you're like, I really want to eat celery today, go eat celery. If the next day you're like, I want to go spend $20 on this smoothie, go do that. Like, your body probably needs whatever is coming in for you is probably what your body needs. So instead of being like, no, I don't need that, or no, I don't need that, yeah, you probably do, whatever it is. I mean, I'm not saying like that for like, you know, cake and all that, but if it's healthy, yeah, absolutely. Your body probably needs it. Also drink water. That kind of just goes for everybody though. So if you haven't studied nutrition at all yet, Aries, I highly recommend it. There's some vitamins that are water soluble and some that are fat soluble. So you literally do need like a mixture of fat and water within your diet in order for your body to get all the vitamins it needs. But anyway, all right, so that's Aries. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus for finances, and Mars for health. Then we just did a 2nd house and 6th house. So again, Aries rules the head, the brain, the face, and the eyes. So this is 40 minutes in. I highly doubt we're gonna get through all of these today, but we'll see how it goes. Who knows? Maybe I'll be less long-winded for the next ones. Probably not. Anyway, if you're just joining, please in the comments put your sun, moon, rising, your Venus, and your Mars, and then the signs that you have in your second house that'll be dealing with finances, and your sixth house that'll be dealing with health. So your Venus is more so associated with finances. Your Mars is more so associated with health. All right. If nobody comments, then I'm going to choose the next one. So let me know what you are. So I read for the people that are in here right now. Or maybe we'll just do like Aries, Libra, Taurus, Scorpio to kind of get like a little mixture. All right, let's do Libra. All right. So Libra, sun, moon, rising, Venus, and Mars, or Libra in the second house or the sixth house. This message is for you. All right, we'll do first Libra finances. So Libra, sun, moon, rising, Venus, or second house. So if you have Libra in any of those, this is for you. All right, what does Libra need to know about their finances? Okay, first card we have is the Page of Fire. Let's get some clarifiers here. Oh my gosh. Okay. All right, so Page of Fire for Libra. Interesting. Okay. Interesting. So Libra, there has been some manipulated energy for you, unfortunately. What's up, guys? Pretty Wing Magic. How's it going? All right, so for Libra, second house or sun, moon, rising, or Venus, yeah, there's been some illusions cast over your financial situation and life, which is, hate that. Dislike. All right, so these cards are all coming out together. We have the Page of Earth, we have the Five of Earth, which is like, this is the witchcraft card or like dark magic card in my deck, and then we have the Justice card coming out for Libra, which is like, you know, that's literally the Libra card. So what this is showing me is like, there has been, this doesn't necessarily need to be like somebody, you know, lighting a candle to harm you. This can just be as simple as like, are you sure that's gonna work out? You know, this can be, it's like giving like very like hateration. I don't know if you guys know that song, but like Missy Elliott, like hateration. No, it's not Missy Elliott, that's Mary J. Blige, I think. Anyway, so there's been some hateration that has been thrown your way, Libra, which is really shitty. How do we get over that? How does Libra get over that? What's the Justice here? This is not, so I love when I do readings and I'm like, this is not the message that I was expecting, because that means like that's the message, because, you know, whatever. All right, so Libra, sun, moon, rising, Venus, or second house, your justice is actually through like the connections, the emotional connections that you hold, which I guess makes sense if you think about it, like having connections with other people. So a big part of this though, this is also about like creating the family you want, but you can see this in both ways. This can be the family you want, or this can be the connections within your life, like the emotional connection. So we see this Buddha, and he's holding these pearls. Pearls are representative of Venus, which are representative of relationships, at least in my deck. And there's also all of these other pearls that he's like letting go of, okay? So Now I get the message. Anybody that is stealing your fire, stealing your passion, stealing your energy, trying to make you doubt yourself because they doubt themselves, those are the connections. And this is how you get your justice, Libra. Those are the connections to just let go of. Just, you know what? I don't need that. I don't need you in my life. Bye. Because if somebody is blocking your finances and your second house, they are blocking your stability. And if they're blocking your stability, they hate you, okay? I mean, this is a lot of this is subconscious, so don't ever think like they do. Well, some of them are, but like most people don't do things on purpose. But like, think about it though. If somebody or something is consistently fucking you up and consistently blocking your stability, why are you giving your energy to them? You can't. You can't. You literally cannot, because it's going to throw you off of everything that you're trying to do within this lifetime for yourself and others. Because like Libras do have big hearts. They do have like a very kind spirit toward other people, very giving. Yeah, but it also understanding like when you're giving to the wrong people here too, and how that blocks your own justice and blocks your own fortune and blocks your own completion of the cycles that you want for yourself. I'm even seeing for some of you like marriages, basically, like if you are wanting to marry for like emotional connection, obviously, but like financial stability, whereas maybe somebody in your life is like, no, you can only marry for this purpose, or like, no, you can only do this. It's like Libra can do whatever they want, actually. First of all, jot that down, because they're a fucking Libra. Like, what are you talking about? So Libra, you deserve your justice, and you deserve to have these good emotional connections that nurture you. But I think it's hard for Libra to do that sometimes, because they do tend to people please and like want to make everybody happy. But what's the point of making everybody happy if you're not happy? That's very pointless, actually. All right, let's see. We got a comment. Taurus, Sun. Ooh. Okay, Libra in the second house. This message is for you then. All right, so the second card we have for Libra finances. So this is Libra, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, or in the second house. This is the Patience card. Let's see what we got. My throat is already like, there's a lot of yapping. This is a lot of yapping. And I'm sniffing because I'm like yapping so much. So anyway, whatever. Patience card for Libra. Interesting. Okay, sort of similar energy to Aries second house, actually, but let me get... Oh, okay, actually, so this Patience card can kind of have two different meanings. It can mean like, yeah, keep waiting, or it can mean time's up. Time's up. You've already given enough energy to certain things that you do not need to give energy to anymore. So mainly your past. So if you are stuck in the past here, Libra, if you're stuck on old emotional connections or old emotional ties, then you aren't going to be able to really balance things out here and move forward like with this Chariot card. So you're being asked, Libra, to essentially call times up on a lot of these old connections, which is a little bit what we're seeing here too, to let these old connections go that aren't serving you. But this is more so feeling like people that you're not even really connected with anymore. It's kind of feeling like they might live rent free in your head a little bit, which is stopping you. So for example, if you are Libra and you have like, you want to start posting on TikTok, and you know damn well like, hey, I'm cute, I have things to say, I could probably get in the creator fund, you know what I mean, like things like that. But in your head you're like, all these people from the past, or all these doubts from the past, or like, what will this person think of me, or what will this person, you know, how would this make this person feel? Stop considering everybody else versus like what you want and the things that you want to go after. But also yeah, because you're being asked to move forward in a balanced way here. Also, like your light and your dark. How does Libra do that easily? for financial gain. So this is about a little bit of independence here, Libra. Also finishing what you started, but I'm mainly seeing this as more like financial independence. How do you balance your light and your dark through financial independence? So let's see. I love how I'm like blocking out half my face, the light and the dark. Yeah, as it's funny because like I'm trying to read these cards, but automatically I'm hearing like a bunch of other people's past opinions and past voices, like I was just saying here, like trying to get in. So it's like, is it acknowledgement of it that it's there? Hearing a little bit, but keep going. Okay, let me get one more card. I don't want to make this too complicated, but I guess it's Libra, so it's already complicated because that's Libra. All right, Messenger of Fire. I'm hearing like shutting down voices by being like very direct and like kind of like fuck you vibes. That's interesting. So that could be balancing energy for Libra here. So for example, if you have like, if you grew up around a certain person and they always like give you shit for doing something, but you like to do that thing, telling them in your head like shut the fuck up, fuck you, you know what I mean, like something like that to discredit that critique is what I'm hearing here in order to gain your own independence. It's like independence. Yeah, I just got a notification. It's like independence from their judgment and from their thoughts of you by being very like mean and direct, but in your own head toward that energy, which is very interesting. I've never really thought about that before, but that's a financial message for Libra apparently. All right, the last card we have for Libra finances is going to be this Five of Air card. So this tends to be a this tends to be a conflict card. I do think it's interesting that we've had two of the fives out because fives in tarot are generally like not great. So there is a significant amount that is holding Libra back here financially. Jeez, okay. We also have heartbreak or third party. All right, let's see. Okay, so to clarify the Five of Air, and this is gonna take me a second because I have not seen these cards come out together before in all my days. All right, so we have the Three of Air, we have the Fool card, and we have the Ace of Air. So let me get my thoughts together here. But thank you for joining, everyone. If you are just joining, please put your sun, moon, rising, Venus, Mars in the comments, and also the signs that you have in your second house and your sixth house. So watch for all of your sun, moon, rising. But then for your Venus and second house, that's going to be finances, and for Mars and sixth house for health. All right. All right, Libra. It feels like there's a lot of different messages here. That's why it's taking my brain a little bit longer. All right, so with this Five of Air card, I am seeing like it's feeling like other people's problems that you've made your problems. It's feeling like distracted. It's feeling like distracted energy. Yeah, likely because you are trying to solve other people's problems versus your own problems, which is holding you back financially. unless you found a way to get paid to solve problems, that would be great, right? But so it's kind of giving like, unless you're being paid to solve this problem, probably not worth your time and energy. That's one message. There's many more. So great. Libra's facing a lot of conflict in this area, apparently, is what I'm seeing. This card is really interesting. This Three of Air, this is like third party energy and heartbreak energy. And the Fool card, as I was saying earlier, can be about like your vibration here too. An Ace of Air typically is about new like mental beginnings. A lot of air energy here though, as you're seeing with the Five of Air, Three of Air, Ace of Air. So let me put this together. So I mean, because Libra is ruled by Venus, I do think that a lot of you do have not relational issues. Hold on, my left. Yeah, so this is a social problem. This is a social problem is what I'm feeling here. Interesting. Huh. A social and mental issue. Why? Sorry, I need one more card, apparently. Why is Libra having social and mental issues that are impacting their finances? Death and Transformation card. Page of Water. Okay. So kind of like with Aries, there's some, this is like old programming basically that needs to die out. Emotional programming. I'm also hearing savior complex. So it's like trying to save other people or like be everything for everybody is keeping you out of your new beginnings here, and it's creating conflict within your life and your finances. An example I just saw was like loaning somebody money because you know they need help, but that, you know, you needed that, or like now you can't pay rent or something like that. So it's like over giving, over accommodating for other people, which was like a learned thing from childhood here is what I'm seeing for Aries, which hasn't really helped you at all. And it's like left you feeling out in the cold. It's almost feeling like Libra is like watching other people make gains and like move forward. But they're like stuck by themselves when there's like other people that are like flying away together and like doing all these things, and you're like, great, I'm still in conflict. So this is only for the people in conflict. If you're not in conflict, this message is not for you. So again, with all of these readings, take what resonates. This is a collective reading, right? So like there's going to be some people in this energy, there's going to be some people not in this energy, and that's collective readings. Okay, if you want a personal reading, it's on my website. But yeah, and that's creating a lot of conflict for Aries or for Libra, which is really shit. So let me get a better solution for this, because I don't like to just talk about the conflict. Like I want to actually like apparently this is the solution. So cutting off all of those relationships, like we already talked about, Libra, that are sucking you dry basically, that are creating conflict, that are creating drama, that are creating discord in your head and your body. Because that's, I think people forget that when we have discord in our mind, it's also like not peaceful anywhere else in our body because everything's connected. By the way, Libra rules the adrenal glands, the booty, and the kidneys. So it's quite literally affecting your energy levels too. Interesting. All right, let's do Libra, Sun, Moon, Rising, Mars, and 6th house for health. Venus and Pisces, Mars and Virgo. Nice. After Libra, we're gonna do Taurus, and then we're gonna do Scorpio, I think. Unless, actually, I don't know. If you guys are watching, maybe I'll do one of yours and go out of order. I don't mind that. All right, so again, this is for Libra, Sun, Moon, Rising, Mars, and 6th house. It's about your health, vitality, wellness, whatever you want to call it. Sixth house can be mental health as well, so keeping that in mind. Usually with Libra energy there, it's going to be a little bit of mental health related as well, but I also, I'm studying for my personal training exam, and I just saw aerobic conditioning. So that is going to be something that is important for Libras here. Aerobic conditioning, which means getting your heart rate up, breathing. All right, let's see. Bro, okay, Libra. We gotta get out of conflict, Libra. Are we the drama? I have a Libra rising. Oh no. Okay, so automatically I know that your mind and your relationships are impacting your health. Shocker. Okay, but let's learn more. All right. The first card we have is the 5 of Air. And again, this is the Libra guides are really no, Libra's gotta get this shit figured out because we're struggling out here. All right, so 5 of Air. So there's conflict with Libra's health right now, is what I'm seeing. Probably mental health, but let's find out. Oh. Okay. So to clarify, this is embarrassing. I'm not gonna lie. All right. So 5 of Air clarified by the 7 of Water and the Hermit card. So Libra, you've been a little bit delusional. Sorry to say, which is creating a lot of conflict within your life here, and it's affecting your mental health, which is affecting, every other aspect of your health as well. But because Libra is air energy, that in the 6th house anyway, that really does tend to be more mental health issues. So this is my delusional card, and this is the Hermit card, which is Virgo energy. So Libra, you're being asked to be very detail oriented here about the information that is coming in for you, because air signs, especially Libra, especially socially, you're really good at picking up on a lot of different things, and you're really good at understanding the nuances of relationships and everything like that. But sometimes you can get into a little bit more that, almost Piscean energy of hoping and wishing and dreaming that something is going to work out with somebody, or even about your own your mental health here, because Libra energy is constantly connected to other people, because Libra in the zodiac, we have Virgo and then we have Scorpio on the sides of Libra. So Libra actually does not exist on its own. It's the scale. It's either the scales of justice for the goddess in Virgo, or it's the pinchers of Scorpio. Okay, so Libra is quite literally the only energy in the zodiac that does not exist fully on its own. So that means that they tend to be a little bit more reliant on the people around them, or at least their relationships with these people. So your health is directly related to your relationships. And when you are out here oh, this person cares about me, this person loves me, this person blah 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 blah, okay, where's the physical evidence of that? That's what this Hermit Virgo card is very much saying. So this is kind of giving Pisces Virgo axis, right? Yeah, maybe they are feeling those things, but if they're not showing up in the physical for you, and if they're not being here for you. And so there's this one term I just learned about protein, but there's low value protein and high biological value protein. And the way I put it in my head now, I'm okay, is this person high value protein? Like, are they helping me in life? Are they adding value, or are they just like junk protein, right? Are they just here for no reason? So Libra, it's time to really ask yourself these questions. And it's tough because Libra gets so like connected and emotionally attached and psychically attached and all of these things. But again, what are they doing for you in the physical? Because if they aren't showing up for you, then you're probably not showing up for you either, based on illusions and based on whatever. And that's causing conflict, which is causing discord in your body and your mind, which is negatively impacting your health. Okay. Next card we have is this Two of Fire. This is planning for the future. Okay, so we had this card come out for 6th house Aries as well, which is very interesting. So in what way does Libra need to plan for the future when it comes to their health and longevity here? This is for Libra, Sun, Moon, Rising, Mars, or Libra in the 6th house. So you guys might have multiple readings to watch. Realistically, that's just how it goes. But all right, ooh. Those didn't fully fall out. I don't trust it. Okay. What does Libra need to know about their health long term? Okay. Well, kind of the same message that is just like overlapping in this entire reading. We have the 10 of water and also the 8 of water here. So to plan for the future, Libra, it is, again, this is going to be about connections, because that's what Libra is, all about connecting with others. Only allowing in the connections that help you feel tranquil, that help you feel at peace, that help you feel good. Because if it's not that, it's going to probably leave you more in this 8 of water energy. And this is interesting because this is really letting go of the past in order to plan for the future here. And this is emotional energy. So this is very much, I heard like heart based, because the next card we have is the 3 of air. So like heartbreak almost too. Anytime, Libra, you go through a heartbreak or a disappointment, sometimes, I don't know, I guess sometimes based on like the illusions and the story that you built up on. I didn't really peg Libra to be this delusional, but apparently you guys have been being that, which is really not in this Virgo energy. So I would highly recommend being more in Virgo energy than like Scorpio energy or Pisces energy. If you're gonna choose a neighbor, choose Virgo right now. So like choose the physical reality versus the mental reality. But anyway, back to these. So in order to plan for the future, Libra, only entertaining relationships or situations or family or whoever that help you feel tranquility and peace, and not really like putting your emotional energy anyway on the past and on the people in the past, because they're in the past for a reason. Okay, so we see this little box here, it's full of pearls. So we talked about pearls earlier, how they are representative of romantic relationships or just like really deeply emotionally bonded relationships. So we see this whole box of them here. Okay, so but they're behind this person, right? It's like forward movement versus, oh, let me go stare at this thing that's been behind me for the past 5 years. Okay, you can look at it sometimes, but is that really going to help you move forward and get what you want out of life and out of your health? Apparently not. This is like emotional health is what this is feeling like. So putting it in a box, only looking at it sometimes, looking into the distance, into the sunlight, right? Planning for the future. Because the past exists, but the future is more interesting, because the present and the future are more interesting because we get to create from the current space that we're in. So I don't know, why wouldn't you? All right, let's see what's going on with this 3 of air card. Some of you, I'm hearing, some of you are third parties. Some of you are in third parties. Some of you are being side bitches. That's embarrassing. Sorry. I'm sure you have your reasons, but which is negatively, I'm hearing for some of you sexual health, that's impacting your sexual health. That's not good, girly pop or duty pop. Duty pop, that's crazy. That's not good. That's not good. I'm not saying you have to be good. I'm just saying that emotionally and mentally and physically, that's not helping your health mentally or physically. And like I was saying before, okay, so like the second house is our stability, our finances. Our sixth house is our health, mental, physical, all of it, emotional, spiritual, I guess, kind of, because the house is opposite of the 12th house. So if you're fucked up in the sixth house, you're not going to be able to do the spiritual things you need to do in the 12th house. Anyway, the second house and the sixth house are kind of anchor points and foundational points for the 10th house, which is your longevity, which is your career, which is your outward, like, public appearance, everything. So if you don't have a solid second house and sixth house, you're not really going to be able to achieve your 10th house overall goals. And I can almost guarantee you're not going to reach your 10th house goals by being a side bitch. I'm not saying all of you are doing that. I'm just, that's for some of you. So reel that in real quick. But I love them, I heard. Okay. And if they loved you, they would be with you. And they're not. Sorry, I have a Leo. Strength. Just bye. Like, yeah. All right. Anyway, the first clarifier we have for this 3 of air is this page of air. Let me get more though, because not all of you are being side pieces. Some of you, but not all of you. All right, so this is for health. Okay, this page of air card. So this is about mental health here for a lot of you, Libra. So some of you are feeling very stuck, and that's because you're only focused on the dark things that are happening around you. Okay, so like if there's like a day and you walk outside and it's a beautiful day, right? Beautiful day, but everything could be perfect, but you're over here like, I don't like the color of my nails. I know that's a dumb example, but like, I don't like this crack in the sidewalk, how it looks like that. Or, my car could be better. Or, you know what I mean? Just like negative Nancy and kind of like only focusing on, and those are kind of like trivial examples. I do think it gets a lot deeper than that for Libra. I'm not trying to say like that's, you know, the deepest things that you think about, because it's obviously not. Like, you're very complex. But instead of that, start shifting your focus toward the good, because you can barely see it, and that's kind of the point. There's a white feather right here that you could just look at, and then you'd grow some feet and not be so stuck. So yeah, a lot of you are feeling like, if you're not in a third party situation, some of you might be feeling left out in the cold for some reason, or like left by yourself, to like almost like fending for yourself type thing. But, and this might be health wise, which is kind of scary actually, especially if it's mental health. Because I'm also not going to like pretend, you know, mental health care is good in this country, because it's absolutely trash. So, but maybe that's, you know, me looking at the darkness. Maybe if you look, you know, online, you could find a cool clinic that has dope practitioners, and you're like, oh, look at this now. Right? Like, maybe these people do actually care. Maybe there are people that actually do want to help. Maybe there are good people in the world still, but I've only been focusing on the bad. And when you focus on the bad over and over and over again, that's what you keep attracting to yourself, because that's what you're expecting, right? But it doesn't always have to be like that. Like, there are good people that do want to help in whatever capacity. It's just a matter of like finding them. But I mean, it's also like discerning. I think that's the thing. Libra's dealt with so many different kinds of situations and different kinds of people that it's almost feeling like a distrust as well, which is kind of scary. So, but this is saying like, keep trying, focus on the good things, because there are good things and good people too. Your next card here is the 6 of Fire. So this typically has to do with influence. So this is more so about like what is influencing your mind, what is influencing your, I heard health trajectory, which is interesting. Hold on, I gotta drink more water. I'm kind of seeing this in terms of music though, which is interesting. So, so Libra, right now might be a really good time to incorporate like sound healing, whether that be going to a class, whether that be listening to different beats or different, more up. I'm hearing like lyrics too, better lyrics. Yeah, this is some really like dark, depressing ass energy, Libra. I don't like it for. And again, this is a collective reading, so take what resonates. But again, Libra rules the adrenal glands, the butt, and the kidneys. So I'm seeing like overactive nervous system. What's nervous system? I think that's Gemini and Aquarius, but that's all air energy. So I feel like they kind of all go together. So yeah, influence, almost like influencers too. I'm seeing like people that post about, you know, body positivity and kind of just like fucking around and doing whatever. Whereas there's other people that are very focused on fitness and are like, you can't eat this and you can't do this and don't be a bitch. I'm seeing like a balance of that for you, right? So it's not like all or nothing, but it's also not like completely letting yourself do whatever. So yeah, so it's like who you're paying attention to online and getting your motivation from, whatever that might look like, but also mentally like what you're listening to, Libra, is impacting your health right now. All right, last card we have for Libra here is this Queen of Earth, and that is underneath again this Three of Air. So Libra, your health, why are you feeling, so some of you might be feeling like, excuse me, financially you are unable to do like the things that you want to for your health. So some of you that might mean like aesthetic procedures, some of you that might mean getting the groceries you need, some of you it might mean like different gyms or workout classes or something like that, because Libra does want to be like in a social environment, right? They tend to want to be in a social environment. So if you have Libra in the 6th house, likely your like gym routine would be a more social environment. It doesn't have to be, but it absolutely could be. So in order to get that in order, go back and, you know, watch the 2nd house stuff for Libra placements, because that is going, or whatever you have in your 2nd house, because that is going to help you set the foundation, the financial foundation, to help you get into alignment. But how do you do that if you don't have the mental alignment to get it interesting? Good point, Libra. Okay, how do you do that? If what, like, which comes first, right? Oh geez, like which comes first, the mental alignment or the foundational alignment? Fuck. That's a deep question. That's a deep question. How does Libra bridge the gap between their 2nd house and their 6th house to bridge the gap between their health and their finances? There's this one band, and one of the lyrics is, if you're not getting answers, ask better questions. So sometimes that comes up in tarot, and I'm like, oh, I gotta ask a better question here. Okay. We have the 4 of water and the 5 of water. So all All right, so it's basically showing me like steps, like certain steps need to be taken. So I am seeing the second house will be more important for you, Libra, than the sixth house. I feel like that's a little gaslighty though, so I'm gonna still keep pulling. So we have 4, 5, 7. So it's like skipping the sixth. We're skipping the sixth house. What? Why? Why would we need to skip the sixth house? Devil energy. Temptation. The temptation is to skip steps. But Libra usually knows that like it has to happen in that order anyway. So it's like gaslighting yourself, thinking you can just like go do all these sixth house things when you actually have to go do your second house things to get to your sixth house things. Okay. If that's what the cards are saying, that's what the cards are saying. All right, so that's for Libra. Always interesting when the reading is nothing like you thought it would be. Fun stuff. All right. So if you are still watching, please just, I don't know, say hi in the comments so I can read for you specifically. Because this is probably going to have to be over a few days that I do all these readings because a lot of energy here. A lot of energy. But yeah, let me just do quick readings. No. It's never quick, is it? Not when you're doing real readings, right? Like sometimes you can just pump them out, but I don't know. All right, Scorpio. Sure, let's do Scorpio. All right. So this is for Scorpio. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Mars. If you have Scorpio, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, or second house, this reading is for you. Let's do Scorpio finances first. What is up, Abigail? So I'm doing this live, but if you're watching the replay, I will have the timestamps linked below. All right, let's see. All right, what does Scorpio need to know for their finances? Let's get into it. Feeling some dark energy take over me, which is Scorpio energy. So you guys are up to some things. I'm also feeling like my low back. So it's feeling like there's definitely like a stability issue here, like a root chakra issue for some of you. Which is interesting that it's coming out for your finances. Okay, we have Queen of Earth. Great energy, but we'll see what's going on. 5 of water. Oh boy. And the Page of Water. Okay. Let's start off with the Queen of Earth. Alright, well, before I grab any clarifiers, Scorpio, you are able to tap into the most boss bitch energy. And this is male, female, whatever you are, whoever you are. You are able to tap into like understanding your resources, using them wisely, diving into any situation with a lot of wisdom here is what I'm seeing. A lot of financial acumen, a lot of ability to make money because you're highly intuitive, because you know people very well too. Like you understand people's motivations, you understand people's darkness, you just understand people is what I'm seeing here. You also like, so that can be a way for you to make money is literally by understanding people. Interesting. All right, let's get some clarifiers. Okay, so not to be like Scorpio, you can build like an empire based on darkness. You kind of can, okay? let me just read for Scorpio, because that's what we're doing, right? So Scorpio, you can really dive in there and get your hands dirty in whatever way you want to in order to make money here. This is my government card, so this is like showing me like legal, not legal. You don't really care, like you're kind of down to clown. I'm just kidding, but like you're down to do some things that other people might not do because you understand. It's like understanding the occult, understanding just the sides of life that maybe other people are afraid to look at. Like you're definitely not afraid to look at them, be in them, and you can make a lot of money doing those things because everybody else is too afraid to do it. Basically, I'm not promoting this. I'm just reading what the cards are showing me at this moment in time, right? So I mean, do whatever you want, take all the risks that you want for yourself, but like Scorpio's also smart enough to be like, I'm not doing that shit, or I absolutely am doing that, or like those are people not worthy of working with, or like these people are. So Scorpio's very intuitive. They're not about to be in a situation, you know what I mean? We're really not. And yeah, you can make a lot of money. You could even make a lot of money working for the government in whatever way that makes sense for you to do. I don't know. Do whatever you want, but yeah, there's a lot of ways to make money off of darkness. That could be as simple as like being a therapist and like helping people through their darkness, right? Or yeah, do whatever. All right, but let's see this 5 of water. What's this about? Very interesting for Scorpio finances. So we see a seahorse here. There's this woman. She's like trapped in this shell. This is about you getting out of your shell a little bit here. So you may feel like you're being like pulled down or like harnessed down to, these are typically like patriarchal structures, or like the structure of society or government structures, or like Capricorn energy. So, like established like rules almost, I'm kind of seeing here too. So you're feeling like pulled down and weighed down by having to follow rules. How do we work around that? Let's find out. This is so shady, Scorpio. Like, what the hell? I don't like shady shit, so this is like, oh no. Let's see here. Okay. So Scorpio does, though. I'm not even gonna pretend that they don't. They're like, I live in darkness, I live in danger. It's like, do you? No, they really do. This is upside down. Give me an air if it's supposed to be right side up. Okay, no, it's supposed to be upside down. All right. So going along with this 5 of water energy for Scorpio here in the second house, or Scorpio Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, you're feeling like not very valued right now. Like you personally don't feel valuable to, maybe that's whatever situation you're in, maybe that's like your bank account, maybe that's your abilities. Okay, how do they fix that? Because we have a problem, but we'd love to also have the solution. How does Scorpio get over their feeling of being unvaluable? Because it is a feeling I'm seeing, because it's water energy, so it's more of a feeling than a fact, right? Oh, you're gonna have to be heartless. Well, like cutthroat energy here, Scorpio. You kind of like that energy, though. I know you do. Like, you can pretend like you do have all these feelings, but you also love being a bitch, being an asshole, making the hard calls, doing the hard things. I'm seeing like laying it on the line. What do I mean by that? Like, just like saying it how it is, or just doing the thing that you have to do, and not really worrying or caring how it's going to make other people feel here. Why can't I think of an example? An example could be, no. All my examples are like too light. It's hard for me to read for Scorpio energy. I'm not gonna lie. Hold on. Scorpio. Let me get one more card. Maybe that'll help. Okay, we have the Hermit card coming out here. So Hermit card, Queen of Air, in order to find value, or it's not even like finding value, it's asserting your value. I'm almost seeing like creating situations, manipulating situations. Scorpio, you know, manipulating situations with information to make yourself more valuable in whatever scenario, which again, take what resonates. And it might be based on nothing, it might be based on something, but Scorpio is really good at manipulating others to get what they want. You just are. I don't make the rules. Let me get one more card here. This is some very interesting energy. Okay. I'm seeing the Fool card, but this is more so about new beginnings for you. So understanding that you do have like limitless potential and opportunity here. So I'm hearing like underworld. Whatever that means to you, it can mean a lot of different things to a lot of different people, but that's probably where you're going to be able to, I'm hearing, assert your dominance. So good luck, have fun. I'd say be good, but that's not gonna happen. So anyway, that's fascinating. All right, so your last card here is this Page of Water. I think there's gonna be a similar message to what I had for Aries, but let me double check. What we got? Hold on. Okay. Yeah, so Scorpio, this is very much about, again, this is a collective reading, so take what resonates and leave what does not. So this is about if you decide to have kids. The clarifiers here was the Ace of Water reversed and also the King of Earth or King of Pentacles. So with the Ace of Water here reversed, this is showing like lack of a good father figure or lack of like solid support, paternal support specifically, but at the same time there is no real gender here in tarot. But this is saying, okay, if you do decide to have a kid or create a family or whatever, like don't make babies with losers, first of all, or like somebody that can't be there for the kid emotionally and financially, because that's just going to create a lot more trauma. And Scorpios tend to already have dealt with a lot of trauma within their own lives. So it's like understanding how that really actually did impact you psychologically, maybe even physically within your life, Scorpio, and not pass that on down to your kids or anybody that you like are taking care of, because that's just going to be a bad time. Okay, like it's going to really mess a lot of things up for you to make babies with anybody that isn't worth making babies with here is a really, really, really big thing for your finances. Because I think some people, I'm not saying this is you, but I think some people are like, oh, let me, like, almost, what is that, 50 Cent, like, have a baby by me, baby, be a millionaire. It's like, okay, or like, you know, Elon's mess that he's created for himself where he has like 17 baby mamas, but he hasn't fathered any of them. Like, okay, that's great, guy, but like, what is the longevity here for that situation, for those situations? They aren't good. And then that kid is going to grow up and resent you and them. You know, they're going to resent all of everybody that was created, everybody involved in their creation. They're going to resent because they're going to be like, well, you weren't there for me emotionally. Yeah, you might have been like, you know, you might have sent that child support, you might have done whatever. Like, I understand that mom had to do whatever she had to do, or dad had to do whatever he had to do, like, in order to, you know, secure life for themselves. But did they really think about me in this process? Like, did they really think about my well being, my longevity, any of that? Or were they just thinking about themselves? And I don't know. Like, that is Scorpio darkness. That can be Scorpio darkness. Again, take what resonates. This message is not for everybody, but it's definitely for some people, unfortunately. So, all right, that's the message there. Let's move on to Scorpio health. So Scorpio sun, moon, rising, or Mars, or Scorpio within the 6th house. This message is for you. So Scorpio rules the genitals and the menstrual cycle. Jeez. Okay. Oh. We have the love card flying out. So the lovers. So interesting. We'll just start here because why not? So Scorpio, yeah, all right. So the multiple meanings here. When Scorpio, when you have the right loving relationships in your life, that is going to help your health significantly because you're going to be in a state of love. It's going to raise your vibration. You're going to have somebody to depend on. You're going to have somebody next to you, to your side, and that can aid your own health, and then you can help aid their health too, right? It's like a give and take relationship. It's really beautiful. And it's just kind of showing Scorpio, like, you don't have to do everything by yourself. Like, if you do have a dedicated partner, that they, you know, if you're like, hey babe, will you cook 3 days of the week and I'll cook 3 days of the week, or like, hey, do you want to go on walks together? Hey, do you want to go work out together? You know what I mean? Stuff like that. So this is showing you, Scorpio, that like when it does come to your health, if you do have a lover that is very supportive of you, and you support them, like that can be really beneficial to your overall health. And like, I don't know what the saying is, or like the study where they, you know, like you need so many hugs a day or something like that. Like that can really help you, Scorpio. But again, that can go, it was on the floor, so it can go in the reverse too. If it's the wrong lover, then you're like giving away your energy, you're not feeling supported. It might even, like, because Scorpio rules the genitals and the menstrual cycle, that could end you up with, you know, an STD, or like something that impacts your cycle wrong, like a disease there. So keeping that in mind, like if you aren't with those correct partners, that is going to negatively impact your reproductive health, and also your yeah, like potentially like STD, STI, stuff like that. And this isn't shaming, this is literally just saying, right? And like, you know, you can even be with an amazing partner that has something. And so I'm not saying like, you know, I'm not saying anything that you don't already know. I'm just like reminding you that that's what's coming out in this message here. All right, so what else does Scorpio need to know for their health? So this is again Scorpio sun. Jeez. All right, so Scorpio sun, moon, rising, Mars, or in the 6th house here for health. All right, we have the Magician card coming out. So let's see. I heard sex magic. Using sex magic on yourself for your own healing, because if you're ruled by the genitals and your menstrual cycle, like especially when you're on your period, if you redirect a lot of that, you know, potent energy that you do have, because like Scorpios be fucking, like they just do. If which, you know, I got Leo Sag, like I get it. So if you redirect some of that sexual energy, some of that sex magic back into yourself and your own healing, and like really are intentional, you can kind of do whatever you want, right? You can set certain intentions and like orgasm to it, and it's going to, you know, have great effects within your health life. Yeah, that's the message there. All right, what else we got for Scorpio energy? Ooh. Is that the whole message? Kind of. Yeah, it's kind of feeling, Scorpio, like, well, yeah, no, that's pretty much a summary is what I'm feeling here. I'm feeling like I could pull more, but it would kind of be a stretch, and those are like the main points that for you to really understand and like implement for your overall health. So there's that. All right, so we did Aries, Libra, and Scorpio. Do we have any other requests? I'll probably do one more for today since I don't know, what time is it? 8? We'll see how it goes. Maybe I'll do more. So if you're just joining, please put your sun, moon, rising, Venus, and Mars in the chat, and also what you have in your second house and your sixth house. Please. Oh. Let's do, nobody says anything, let's do Virgo and get all these surrounding Libra, because why not? Okay. Let's do Virgo. So Virgo, second house, or Virgo, sun, moon, rising, Venus. All right, Virgo. What does Virgo need to know for their finances? Let's see. Virgo. Ooh. And we'll do health after this one. For Virgo. Virgo, second house, Virgo, Venus, Virgo, sun, moon, rising. Ooh. Neck. Interesting. It's like the cards don't want to be pulled. Interesting. Why? What the heck, Virgo? That's weird. Virgo, second house. Okay. All right, first card we have for Virgo is Seven of Fire. It's this little unicorn. It's riding on the top of a rock here. We see a bunch of little dragonflies surrounding him. There's probably like 7, most likely. But in this card, somebody's tried to ride the unicorn, okay? Somebody tried to harness a divine being and said, hey, I'm gonna ride you. I'm gonna tame you. Which is kind of crazy to do. So let's see what else is coming out for this 7 of Fire energy for Virgo in the second house. Okay. So Virgo second house, or Virgo sun, moon, rising, Venus, you're being asked to like, so this is feeling like past energy here. So this is what people have tried to do to you in the past, Virgo. They know how intelligent you are. They know how, I'm hearing like developed you are mentally. They know what you bring to the table. They know your value. They know all of this shit. They really do. Like I'm hearing like everybody knows it. Okay, everybody knows it. I think you do too. And like, it becomes a problem, right? Because when you're that smart and you have that much opportunity and you have that much drive and you have that much ability, everybody wants a piece of that. Everybody wants to ride you. Everybody literally wants to use your brain for their purpose. So, which is like, okay, are you paying me enough to use my brain for your purpose? Right? Like, do my finances reflect that? Or are you trying to cast illusions over me and make it so I don't see clearly, so I take these lowball offers, so I don't see my worth, so I don't see my value. Because, so right now, Virgo, what you're being asked to do with the second house of finances is like clearing out those illusions and going on a journey, a new path. No one riding you. You are actually here in control. You have a fan here, which is representative of wisdom. So this is going from the 7 of fire to the 8 of fire here through cleared illusion. So like it's taking the next step. It's going beyond what was. Let's see what blocks there are for you to overcome that step here, because it, again, this is feeling like past energy or energy that you've already experienced or energy you've been experiencing. So how does Virgo get, it's like, okay, great, the illusions are gone, that's not that helpful. Like, how do we get here to the 8 of fire energy? Yes, use wisdom gained, but let's see some direct shit. All right, action points. Okay. So we have the 9 of earth reversed. And it's supposed to be reversed, which is interesting. Okay, so Virgo, what the cards are saying is that you've been trying to do a lot of things by yourself. I think it's because you don't really trust other people. Yeah, you don't. I mean, Virgo is so analytical and so smart and so good at what they're doing that they literally like have a lot of trouble trusting other people. They would much rather like do things independently, or it's just like, give me the task and I'll do it, right? Like, but they don't really want to like work as a team or like work with other people. They can, but they don't really want to because they don't really trust other people's abilities, which is fair, because like they just know. They're like, all right, well, if I give you this task, like I'm gonna have to catch you up on all of this information, and like you're not gonna be able to do this task how I need you to do it. But Virgo, you're actually being asked to like get over that a little bit here, work as a little bit more of a team with people that have like proven themselves to you, because your next card here is this Page of Earth. So it's like you already went through all of these battles, you already learned all of these lessons, you already did all of these things, all these people already tried to ride you. Like, yes, it is actually a little bit more of your turn to ride other people. So if that means you are in command, that's great, but that does mean that you are going to have to trust other people here. Maybe not to do things to your standard, but like to their standard. Yeah, interesting. To their standard. So that means like hiring the right people if you're in charge, or it is feeling like you're in charge though here, Virgo, because you're the one riding here behind your life, but build an empire of darkness for Scorpio. I mean, yeah, I don't know, like Scorpio is just up doing whatever, but anyway, you're good, Abigail. So if I'm like reading comments, guys, it's because I'm doing this live, so if you're watching this later, that's why I'm like, doing that. But anyway, so Virgo, yeah, this is about trusting in other people's abilities, but because they've already proven themselves to you and you know where their level is at, it doesn't mean that you're not going to have to fill them in on some things, because you absolutely are. Like they don't have all of the information that you do, because how could they, right? How could they? But doesn't mean you can't tell them. It doesn't mean you can't, yeah, move forward, because you do have everything you need. It's looking like to make those steps forward, to create this new balance. Interesting. No, like the brand, I guess. This new earth for yourself, this new life for yourself. Because yeah, you already have everything you need in order to do it. It's more so just like not letting people ride you and riding, I don't want to say riding others, because you're not going to do it in the same way that they did you. You know what I mean? Like, it's going to be improved because that's just who you are as a person. So anyway, all right. So your next card here is the 9 of Water, Virgo. So this is very much about appreciating your own talents and abilities. So appreciating, yes, being like, I'm great, but also appreciating like the in value. So like increasing the value of something. That could be your stock portfolio. I'm not an investor. Maybe I could, maybe I should be. I think I have some Virgo in the second here, but I definitely have Virgo Venus. But anyway, so this is about like appreciating your abilities. That can even be like enhancing them with schoolwork or like a course or something. For example, like right now I'm taking like the most complex version of the personal training course you could possibly do. Could I got a cheaper one? Yeah, probably, but like I wanted to do the best one, right? Because that's who I am as like a Virgo Venus. I want all of the information. I want to learn everything. I don't just want like this watered down shit version. I want the real good stuff. I want the studies. I want I want all of it. So that's essentially, I'm appreciating my value in that sense. So this is saying like you can do the same. So let's say you want to do massage, right? Like, yeah, you could probably go learn from the girl that's been doing it for 2 months, or you could like go do it with this really like recognized school, or like this person that's been doing it for 20 years and has like all these different degrees and can teach you everything, right? So it's very much appreciating your own value by doing whatever brings you value personally, right? That's going to be different for every Virgo, because Virgos are so capable that like what we're doing in this world to make money is very different. Like, yeah, it's usually analytical on some way, shape, or form, but like doesn't, it can be analytics for a finance company, or it could be personal training, or it could be fucking dog walking. I don't know. You know what I mean? Like there's a lot of different ways, or dog grooming. Like there's a lot of different ways to appreciate your value. Like maybe you want to be the best dog groomer in the entire world and get hired for the dog shows. I don't know. You know what I mean? Like there's ways to do it, is what I'm saying. And like appreciating your own value in that sense, and only doing like the highest end of things, because that's who you are. And to settle for anything less than that like is a disservice to yourself. All right. Last card we have here for Virgo, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, or second house is this Two of Air. Okay, so this is a lady here. She has this feather skirt on. Behind her we see it's a pentagon. Here she's like looking at this dark bird, and there's another bird up here where it's like in the light more. So let's get some clarifiers here. Two of Air, clear. What is up with the floor today? Oh my gosh. Okay. So we have the World card and the Nine of Fire. Interesting. We've had a lot of nines for Virgo. So a lot of like either endings, or it's feeling like nines mean different things. So whatever. So it's like right before completion. So it's like you're almost there, Virgo, is kind of what it's feeling like. All right. Okay, so this is just for some of you guys. I'm not gonna lie. This is gonna be a little bit more of an occult message, I guess, or like a legal activity message, because that's the energy that's coming out. And my collective's kind of weird like that. Like, I don't know. There's been a lot of really interesting people in my existence that I've come into contact with. So that's either good or bad. I don't know. Sometimes it's great. Sometimes it's really shitty. But anyway, so when I see the Government card come out with the World card, this is weird, right? There's a lock here. Uh-oh, that's not good. That's a locked up energy here. And we also have the Nine of Fires. This is like secrets and like dark stuff energy. So financially, some of you have been doing some like fraudulent stuff, okay, or some highly illegal things, and I'm just here to tell you that if this message, again, take what resonates, but if this message is for you, Virgo, they're on to you. Like there are no secrets, okay? Like you think there are secrets, there are not secrets. Like there's just not. Especially there's just not. There's not secrets. And the sooner you realize that, and I think you already knew that, which is like the worst part of it all, because you already knew that. I'm getting sweaty because some of you are probably getting sweaty too. And that is what it is. Yeah. I'm hearing there's no way out of this for a lot of you. A lot of you, yeah. So, everybody makes their choices. Everybody did what they did. And that just is what it is. Yeah, I'm feeling my heart hurting back. Like some of this is gonna be really not good for some of you here, based on what you did in the past and the things that you did for money. It's just that's just how that goes, I guess. Sorry. Okay, anyway, again, that message is not for everybody, but a very specific subset of people that may or may not watch my YouTube videos. All right, anyway, so Virgo, let's talk about health. Let's talk about Virgo health. So Virgo, Sun, Moon, Rising, Mars, or 6th house. This will be for you. If you're here watching, please let me know what your placements are in the comments. Also, please give me a thumbs up on this video. Be very appreciative of that. All right, so Virgo, Sun, Moon, Rising, Mars, and 6th house for health. What do you got to know? I'm gonna put that one back for now. See if it comes out again. Okay. Oh, interesting. Oh, very interesting. Okay, so we have the Queen of Aries, the first thing coming out for Virgo for their health. So this is about actually like detachment, honestly. So, which can be good. Hold on, there's a clarifier here. Like, it can be good to detach, but what are we feeling here? What's going on? So this is interesting that it's coming out under health for Virgo and Virgo 6th house. I guess I kind of almost see this like 6th house can also be like coworkers and like daily routine too. So I don't know, keeping that in mind. So this is showing me like the team you're working with, they do have a lot of like respect for you. It might feel like, there's people like looking down on you and like you look up to other people or whatever, but like I'm really seeing that people really appreciate your intellectual abilities here and your ability to kind of like rise above the bullshit. So how is that impacting your health though, is what I need to understand. It's like the vision of yourself is what I'm seeing here. So like I think that a lot of Virgo, you may not think that people look up to you, but I'm seeing here like people do generally look up to you. So you might kind of think like you're down here with the rest of the whoever, but you're actually sitting right here. Like they are looking up to you. Like, yeah, there's always going to be people above you, but this is like a self vision type thing. So I don't know. I'm not trying to make a stretch though. Like maybe this is mental health for sure then. Yeah, air energy. So this is your mental health. So yeah, understanding that people are looking up to you and nobody's being as critical of you as you're being of yourself. They're just not, because they think you're smart and great. So that's part of it. All right, so the next message here is the messenger of Earth. So what does this have to do with your physical health? I'm hearing some of you have to go to the doctor and tell them what's going on. Virgo rules the intestines, the bowels, and digestion. So if you are like dealing with issues go to the doctor and literally tell them like, hey, I've been experiencing this, this, and this. Because like, yeah, it's important for you to vocalize what like you're dealing with. Because Virgo, you're so smart that you probably think you can figure it all out on your own. You probably can't if you are dealing with health issues of any sort. That can, and again, it's hard because like you are so intelligent, you might kind of think like nobody can actually help you with whatever you're dealing with, but they can. That's their job, right? And if one person can't, okay, go to the next person, go to a homeopathic doctor, go to like somebody else that can actually help you get through whatever it is that you're dealing with. Because and like there's multiple methods of healing as well. So just but by like not vocalizing or verbalizing the things that are going on with you, that is going to definitely disservice you. So some of you need to speak up for your like symptoms and health right now is what I'm seeing here. All right, interesting. We have the patience card as well. So let me see what this is about. I'm hearing lack of patience. I'm hearing with yourself, but also others. Like that's a source of stress when you're impatient overall, which it can be hard to be patient, but let's see. And like anything that stresses you out is going to negatively impact your health, Virgo, especially. Because like stress is literally the worst thing for your body. So finding ways to stress release. That's what I'm seeing. All right, how can Virgo help release some tension and stress? How about that? Some of you might like play music or sing like strumming. So guitar, harp. I don't know what else you strum, honestly, so that's all I got. I'm also ignoring a message, so let me see what that is. Or maybe you are. No, I am. Okay, what message am I ignoring for Virgo here? What do they have to be patient about? Huh. Okay, so Virgo, this is interesting. So you're being asked to be like more patient about the like romance, the romantic relationships and emotional connection. This is like specifically like lovers though, like emotional bonding in your life. So being patient there, not like jumping into physical relationships with people too quickly, like before really knowing them, because that can impact your physical health, but also your mental health. Like I'm seeing like pair bonding, so I'm not sure if you're familiar with that, but if you're not, definitely go look into it about how yeah, just how we bond with other people and like integrate them into our lives in a significant way versus just like sexual, because that's not really, for Virgo anyway, that's not really what you, I mean, you might like intellectually, you might be like, I need to have sex, but like emotionally and physically, your body's always really paying attention to everything. So it's more than just physical, is what I'm saying. Like there should be emotional connections there. So if you are just like having physical relationships with people, whatever, but just know that like that is detracting from your overall health and health outcomes. And I know like as a Virgo, you want to, you know, be as logical about things as you can be and be as like deliberate about things as you can be. So part of that though is understanding the mind body emotional connection of everything, because yeah, like you're being asked to step into this more watery energy here than just physical energy, to understand the emotional impact that relationships and like sexual things have to do with your physical body and physical health. All right. Anyway, guys, my throat needs a break, so I'm going to stop this reading for tonight. We did Aries, Virgo, Libra, and Scorpio. Thank you so much for being here. It's been real. It's been fun. It's been real fun. I don't know when I'm going to do the next one. Probably tomorrow at some point. We'll see though.